decent, which is what I wanted to do. Yeah, a friend of mine's just said about Streamlabs being down. I'm using there we go. So apparently there is a glitch. I am live and going to my channel. There we go. Hi Amanda, we are live now. You were right, there was a problem with Streamlabs, but I've managed to get it working and we're trying again. So, I'm writing this in capitals on Twitter. In fact, why don't you join me? Discard, home. Why don't you join me in... I'm just trying to see the handle. Nope, that is the wrong... There we go. Why don't you join me in writing this tweet? The wonderful Malu ASMR on screen there as well. So, I am live for the second time on YouTube tonight. Please do come and join me in the chat. And I always do this during a live stream. This is how I start a live stream. Today's hello. You see, the thing is, I can now do this. Well, maybe I can't do that, but I can show you my YouTube and stuff. You know, channels I absolutely adore. So let me just make sure. There we go. There's the live stream. There is the live stream. What? Just proof there. There. I've just moved the picture out of the way. So, you know, there we go. Ha 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 ha. I am happy. I'm so happy. Happiness. Happiness. The greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I possess more of my share on happiness. Happiness to me is an ocean tide, sunset fading on a mountainside. Ah, da dee 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 dee, and I'm in the arms of the one I love. Happiness, happiness, greatest gift that I possess. I'm just gonna see what this message says. Oh, it's okay. It's just Amanda. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello, baby. Oh boy. What have I done to my screen? What have I done to my screen? How did I do that? How did I zoom all that? How did I create a mirror effect? Oh my god. How did I do that? That's crazy. Knob, hello, my favourite goblin. Hello, hello, hello. We are chatting the mysteries of the universe. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hello, Minnie. Hello, Knob. Good to have you here. Oh dear. Yeah. And all it was a message on Twitter. I'm not gonna. Whew. One of these days, Amanda. One of these days. So, What was my plan? Looks a lordy. Oh yes, I was going to show you an ASM artist that I've kind of become a contact with, and let me just remember the name. Let me just go over to... No, doesn't want to do that. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You'll see all my subscriptions now. Oh well, doesn't matter. Not that there's anything untoward with my subscriptions. I think that's the name. Yes! I did ask her permission to show her channel, and she's a really remarkable ASM artist. If you are not aware of this ASM artist, she's only got 466 subscribers, but I highly recommend her content. Her content is absolutely gorgeous. She's American, and let me just take off the camera. So she goes by the channel name of Inner Spaceways, and well, basically all you did, Amanda, was reply with a fire emoji under one of my responses. So that's all it really was. Just kicked me off. Not this system, of course. I'm still here. No, I'm laughed out. I'm all laughed out. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous channel. As you can see, let's hide that up. Don't need that. And we'll have a look at one of her Mesopotamian... This one's called Mesopotamian Exorcism. It came up 4 weeks ago. I've been following her for some time. She's got quite a lot of content going back 2 years ago, and she is incredible. I have left some comments on her most recent videos, but this is her Ancient Mesopotamian Exorcism. So I'm going to just turn this down a bit, and we'll have a listen in. Hopefully there won't be any adverts. No, there isn't. So I've just paused it for a sec so I can sort out the volume. Can you still hear me? There we go. I'm not sure how well you can hear that. Oh, that's because I've just switched over. Sorry. Sorry, that was me having a drink. I highly recommend visiting this channel. In fact, I will put it in the chat. I will open up a new window and put it in the chat. Let's see if I can find another video that you can hear. This is there's a rather beautiful video that I quite like. Let me know if you can hear it. If I can find it, just to give you an idea. Here we go. Oh, let's not have an advert. Before I do, I'm just going to put her channel name in the chat. There we go. So please do go and show it. Let's just see if this works. I think you can hear this one. No worries. I've left the link in the chat if you wish to go and investigate. I thought as well. Hang on. That's basically what made me laugh, Amanda. I don't know why, but you know, because you were saying about Streamlabs being down, and then I said I just had a glitch and I've restarted, and then you posted that, and that just set me off. So that's basically it. It wasn't even that. It wasn't even the meme. You know, it wasn't even that. It was that set me off. Well, I've got something that you might be able to hear, and this is something I've recently discovered, and this is my sense of humour. So this is a channel I've recently discovered, and this is one of my favourite. This is from 3 weeks ago, and he's a VR video gamer, but he makes everything about his. So if you like this sort of comedy, I highly recommend. Hopefully you can hear this one. Let me know. Oh, sorry, that's an advert for you. So we'll just mute that and skip. Hopefully you can hear this. He's called I Am Krusty, and I'll put a link to this video just in case you can't hear it. I love this next line that he says. Game. This is from Skyrim Virtual Reality. Oh, was. Mellow goblins. Hang on, because I know how to do this. It means I can do reaction videos. I can actually do reaction videos. So I'm going to put this so you can see my reaction as we play, as we go through this, because I think this is definitely worthy of a reaction. So, not answered the question yet. Oh. Oh, he's throwing stuff. I believe he's like a dual personality. I love these. I love the characters' names that he's chosen. Oh yeah, I forgot to say there's a loud shout. Oh, it's the music that does it for me. Yeah, well, I'm a fan of Skyrim, and this is incredible. I mean, he doesn't just do Skyrim; he does other games as well. Oh yeah, and Mildrew, Hunkelberg Mildrew B. Sparkle is back in control. Michael shall never forget. That's okay, Minnie. Thank you for joining, and this will be going on. But yeah, if you have that sort of sense of humour, I highly recommend I Am Crusty. Because his comedy timing is impeccable. I absolutely love. As I say, I only just recently discovered it, and I think it's one of the funniest channels I've found in a long time. Yeah, Hunkleby Mildrew B Sparkle and Donkle Moonglitter. There is a whole story that explains why he's got two personalities. It's to do with a mask, and Donkle Moonglitter is actually the hero, and Hunkleberg Mildrew B Sparkle is like an ancient spirit trapped in the mask. And of course, Donkle puts the mask on, and you need to see it really to experience the full experience. And I mean, it's an experience. It is incredible. And I've just realised how I'm doing this. How I'm doing this sort of mirror thing. So I'm just going to put that back until it sorts itself out. Because basically I'm doing screens within screens. So hopefully, once this is restored, still not restored fully, but you know, never mind. Maybe it will restore itself in time. We'll just, yes, it has restored itself. So you get to see two of me. Ah, clever boy. Not quite as clever. You know, when you try and be sort of creative and clever. But okay, so yeah, that I Am Crusty, in contrast to Inner Spaceways, yeah, very, very different. Very, very different. And I think I know sort of what the thing is, because obviously I'm not used to doing this multi-screen thing, so yeah, because obviously you can see the chat on the screen as well, which is a good thing. So anyway, let's see what else I can find. What other channels do I like? Are there any ASM artists I can recommend on my subscriptions list? Oh, notify me for Lumi. That's at 10. Any other ASM artists here you might not be familiar with? I've got quite a few different content creators of different styles. I think most of them are kind of big name ASM artists, so it's a bit more complex. What's going on there? What's going on? Trying to think, Burwasher, think. I wonder if I can change the... No, that's the video capture device. Window capture, there we go. Yes. Yes. Because I think we can move on from YouTube and I can show you some other bits and pieces. So, we're going to try this. We are going to try this. File Explorer, there we go. File Explorer, there we go. This is the heart of the Lord of War and Heartache. We are going there, ladies and gentlemen. We are going there. This is as far behind the scenes as you can get. Let me take you in to the world of my... Come on in and you'll see, in a world of pure imagination. La da 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 da. If you want to view paradise, I have got a quick job to do. I have got a thing to change up. Give me half a second. I will change it. La da dee da da dee da da dee 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 dee. There's some things to be moved into another folder, 'cause they're not quite part of the Lord of War and Heartache. La da dee da da dee, la da 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 da. If you want to apologize, don't come to this shocking city. It is full of stupid houses. Take a look around, this place is here. Just some things I must move into other folders miscellaneous, because they do not fit into this project. Well, they do, but they're not entirely relevant. Not entirely relevant. Come with me and you'll see, in a world of pure imagination. La da dee da da dee, la da da da. Right, okay, we are in the graphics folder. This is where the magic, the visual magic, happens. This is the folder I'm always talking about for pictures. Let's have a look at some of my backdrops. I've never actually shown my backdrops, my artwork. This is everything I've created for Lord of War and Heartache. So we'll put up preview paint. Now this is something I've always wanted to do, because I've always wanted to show you everything that I create. So here we have, and I will expand this. This was created for the Academy, which is nearly completed. Here you'll see a picture that this actually had modern buildings behind it, and using a piece of software that you can't exactly see at the moment. Let me see if I can bring it up on screen. Let's see if the thing will come up on screen. It might not. You might not see the card for it, but I can tell you what it's called. It's called GIMP. That's right, it's called GIMP. GNU Image Manipulation Program. And it's a bit like, it's similar to Photoshop, but it's absolutely free, excuse me. It is absolutely free to download, and it is worth everything. You know, it is, the amount of stuff I can do that you can see on screen is incredible. So this building that's actually in Egypt, not my photograph, all my photographs come from Pixel Bay. What do I use? Pixel Bay, Pexels, and Unsplash, which I will put up on screen at some point. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back to the folder. There we go. So what we have here is a picture of a temple in Egypt, and it had modern buildings behind it. So I actually cut the background out and put behind it a desert. And as I say, from Pixels and Pixel Bay and Unsplash. Let me put the links in so you can. So you can have a quick butchers. That is Pixabay. That is the Pixels. And finally, the nutty Unsplash. There we go. The nutty little Unsplash. And I've just turned off my screen, my desktop audio, because we do not need it. I do not know why I'm speaking in a French accent like Inspector Clouseau. Excuse me, but I think your minky is dead. I would like to book a room. I beg your pardon? I said I would like to book a room. A room? That is what I said. Oh, rest in peace, Peter Sellers. So yeah, that's the Academy in the past. So a lot of these represent the founders of the different classes and things that you can see. Next up we have, ironically, the Caravan. Now this is the first troop. Not featuring any of the ASM artists that were involved. This was actually a piece I created for Chapter 7 of Lord of War and Heartache. Again, I cut out the sky and superimposed it over a starry night, and obviously darkened the foreground and put the circus tent in the back. I took a steampunk element of it because I kind of wanted that originally, and it went rather well actually. Chapter 7 was quite a success. We'll come to a chapter with the actual picture I did for Chapter 7 in a minute. in fact. Next up, we have Lord Volkov. This is Lord Volkov of the City of Necrotia, the first vampire, and his servant Boris, who is a vampire and also a member of a group called the Dark Mages. So Lord Volkov of the vampires, and normally his voice is a lot deeper, because obviously I edit it. This background is blank because it's a PNG, which means when I do videos I can put a fireplace. I can turn this into a giant fireplace, which you'll see in my next premiere, in my upcoming premiere on Monday night. The Lord of War and Heartache Vampire Saga Chaos Rising. So you'll see that effect on Monday. This I will redo this character. This was supposed to represent Slender Man. I have got a better image that I can use to represent Slender Man. And again, I'm not too happy with the way the Gaussian blur kind of worked. As you can see, it's it looks very pixelated, very blocky. I mean, once the fireplace goes in, it's not so bad. There is a whole playlist that features these characters, so you will see the fireplace effect. As I said, again on Monday you will see it in action and how it all fits together. Next up, we've got, this is the actual piece I did for chapter 7. This character, these two characters right at the back, are nothing to do. They're stock imagery, representing vampires. So they just, you know, these characters all in the background are just stock imagery that didn't feature. So here you've got Quaint ASMR as Tanith, Black Cat Aura as Lorana, myself as Maximus, and you will hear me mention Maximus a lot. He is one of my personal favourite characters, mainly because I represent him myself. Sleeping Artist as Nefertira, the Snake Charmer. Kata ASMR, who doesn't appear to be so active these days, but you know, I wish her well, as the Mind Reader. Her name is revealed in the chapter, but I'm not going to say what her name is. If you want to know, you have to watch the chapter, and you are sworn to secrecy. Do not let the secret out. Next we have Whisperwind as the we have Sage as the Acrobat. Was it Costella or Callisto? I think it was Callisto, but as the Acrobat, and then Jodie Marie as Arundella, which, if you're familiar with my Twitter feed, you will have seen mentioned recently. So, you know, that is Arundella, and I'll show a better photo when we come to looking at the character folder to give you a better idea. I've got different folders for different aspects of the Lord of War and Heartache. So this next one was the original version of Rafik. Originally I didn't want to show his face. I wanted him to be a bit of a mystery. Later imagery shows his face, but in the beginning I wanted him to at first be a mystery to the viewer, and he's just in an alleyway. he kind of is a sort of threat to the viewer, but he's you have to see the chapters with him in to really understand. Another one with Volkov and Boris, a much clearer version of Boris. Vampire and Dark Mage. The Dark Mages are basically a group of vampires who have extra magical powers. This one with Maximus and Rafik is basically the same image as this one, but it's reversed. So yeah, Maximus and Rafik. Then we have an edited one of Volkov and Boris with a little extra at the front, which I edited to have a glowing crystal, which I'm quite pleased about how the effect worked. Again, like this one, let me just shrink down my... You can still see me, but you can also see the pictures, so you can... So this one and this one are both PNG files. Again, they had like a roaring fire in the background. This one was for chapter 6. This was the governor, and strangely enough, he's not a dark mage. However, the backstory is these masks help to hide vampirism. But you need to see chapter 6 to understand the goings on, and possibly even chapter 8 and 12 to get a full picture. So that's the governor of the desert realm. That's his assistant, again using stock footage with a mask, and I wasn't entirely I'm to this day I'm still not entirely satisfied with this character. He's only ever appeared once, and he'll only ever appear once. It was a character I voiced, but to understand his fate, you have to listen to the series. Now, this was another version of Volkov that has never made it to screen. This was an original version of a character that appears with him. This is the original version of a character called the Shadow Lord. And as you can see, when we get to the actual image I used for the Shadow Lord, you will see a very, very different character. The original script I wrote, I was very, very unsatisfied with, and in all honesty, I may use this image for something else. I have renamed this particular character. This is now the character of Aranax. Is it Aranax? Yes, Aranax. So he is a member of the Vampire Council, and a dark... Well, he's not quite a dark mage. As I say, dark mages don't exclusively wear these hoods. A lot of vampires in my story wear these hoods to hide their vampirism. It's like a mark of their vampirism. And he's got a medallion that I... no, you can't zoom in. A custom medallion that I created in the Photoshop equivalent that I use. If you've seen chapter 9, you will know this character. This is Corvus. The image I used to base Corvus off is the exact same figure that I use for Rafik. However, I superimposed and cut a skull mask in place of the actual face that goes here. Corvus is the Grand Leader of the Shadow Court in the Desert Realm, and he is like the most powerful. He's like a crime lord, but he's not quite a crime lord. It's more like a thieves' guild than anything. And Rafik was a member, and of course he upset Corvus. A long story, which will be revealed in time. So he's got grey robes, all coloured in this Photoshop equivalent. The mask is a photograph, and I recoloured this section of body, so it now looks like a sort of undershirt, shall we say. Then we have another image of Volkov on his own. This is a completely unused shot. This was actually a test image I created to test the shadow effects for the Shadow Lord and his cohorts in the story. So this will never be used. This is just a test image. So then we've got Volkov and the leader of the Sklade, Mordred. This was for a opening segment. This was actually the original version of Lord Volkov, and the original version of Boris. No, Beardsvold. Beardsvold. The original Beardsvold and Boris have basically merged into one. Welcome back, Amanda. The original Beardsvold and Boris have merged into one. They basically merged into one character. So you've got Boris Beardsvold now. And I've never really explained how that's come to be, but I will do eventually. So that's basically the original Lord Volkov. So when you compare it to the current Lord Volkov image I use, I find this one much more suited to the character. This is much more how I saw Volkov in my mind when I do the voice. So this was perfect when I found this image. This one just sort of filled a gap in chapter. Well, it wasn't even chapter 2, it was a sub-chapter. So, Lord of Necrotia, I think I called it. So, that's... Justin, hello, thank you for joining. Yes, I'm not too bad, I'm just... I finally figured out how to show my computer screen, so I'm just taking everyone through artwork for... well, this isn't a game. This is artwork that I created for Lord of War and Heartache. My the Sklade. That's Mordred, leader of the Sklade in my project. So you've got dragon, the Sklade, and vampires. So then, of course, we've got Maximus on his own in Gebelra. Oh no, sorry, this isn't Gebelra. This represents Cully, the town of Cully. The troop, which I will re-show. Where was it? Yeah. So, as I said before, these background. Sorry, I'm a bit loud. These background images here, these characters, they're nothing to do with the story. We've got Tanith, played by Quaint ASMR, Lorana, played by Black Cat Aura ASMR, myself as Maximus, Julie, Sleeping Artist ASMR as Nefertira, the Snake Charmer, Kata ASMR as the Mind Reader, and you have to see Chapter 7 to learn her name. I will never reveal her name. Whisperwind Sage, that is, as Callisto the Acrobat, and Jodie Marie ASMR as Arendella. So, you know, we've got it was 7 characters for chapter 7, which was also my 100th upload. So, you know, that was quite a special chapter in more ways than one. And they're all vampires, or implied to be vampires at some point. So it was a good chapter. It was a fun chapter. I recommend you see it, chapter 7. And Jodie came in as sort of a last minute participant, so that was very good of her to help out. When I had another ASM artist withdraw for reasons beyond. So this is in regards to the troupe. So as you can see, we've got the different characters. We've got mention Lorana, who was a sword swallower. Tanith was the master of ceremonies. Kind of a non-binary character. Master of ceremonies is just a title as far as I'm concerned. Nefertira, Snake Charming. The Mind Reader never had a name. Oh yeah, Callisto, the Acrobat, newest. Maximus was the Beast Tamer. And of course, Arendella, as played by Jodie Marie. The next couple of images are basically the same image. I don't know how that got copied, so we'll just delete that one. So this is from chapter 3. This is supposed to be the leader of the peacekeepers. If you follow the series, if you follow the project, you will learn much more in regards to this character and the background of the peacekeepers. This one is kind of a layered image. I was quite pleased how this one came out, because this was Rafiq's sort of thugs. So you've got different. So when it sort of transitioned, each one appeared in front of the other. So there should be another one where this one is missing. So really, there should be one with just this character, then this one appears, then this one, then this one. So when they faded in together, they all fade in on screen. And this is of course Rafiq, which, as you can see, is the same image I used for Corvus. And I think I used the same background as well, because it was just easier to work with. So yeah, as you can see, I just changed up the imagery. And of course we've got another one of the... Yeah, this is one of the older... This is when we originally had the character of Shy. The ASM artist involved had to... and of course I changed some of the artwork as well. The ASM artist that portrayed Shy had to withdraw. So, as I say, Jodie Marie ASMR stepped in and took on the role very kindly. This is the chamber where the crown of the Tyrant King is held in chapter 5. As you can see, the face of the Tyrant King quite looming sort of in the mind's eye of the diplomat who retrieves it from the chest. Again, you have to see chapter 4 and 5 to get the full gist of the story. The eyes in the windows, or what were windows, represent the guardians of the chest, and they never explain what they are. As far as we're concerned, they could be anything, but they're like watchers in the dark. Then we've got more artwork. I was never this is from chapter 10, and I was never fully satisfied because of the lighting. I was never fully satisfied, but I carried on with it because you work with what you have. And that was another version which I didn't use because I wasn't satisfied with it. This was artwork from another ASM artist who I can't remember the name of the character, but they appeared in I think it was chapter 9. You can see this imagery. The background, the temple background, is something I created myself. But the artwork was created by another. This artwork here was created by another ASM artist. Some of these artwork are just straight downloads from Pixabay. So this basically this one, and this one are not my creation. They just happen to be in here because they're in this folder because I use them as, or I plan to use them as images for the series in the future, because they've already sort of been created. It kind of saves me a job. So there's more of the Sklade. I've got duplicates in here as well, so I need to have a tidy up, really, to be honest. This is my representation of the city of Trigon. As you can see, this backdrop is from Pixabay, as are these people and knights and things, all found on Pixabay, which is a free, royalty-free image sharing site. And I just resized them because there's modern people and vehicles in the background, so I just resized these characters and superimposed them over sort of the modernity, and I think it's worked quite well, to be honest. This is another one I've actually just used. I didn't make that one. That's not actually made by me, but that's from Pixabay. As is that one. That's direct from Pixabay, so not made by me. That's basically Trigon without the smog and the dirt and the fumes, so you get a clearer picture of what you saw. So what you saw here, where it looks sort of dark and dingy and dirty, is basically that, with imagery superimposed. This was one I put together myself, using the same background but flipped. You will see another version like this with at least this vampire, and this vampire in the image. So you'll see how it looks in the remake. Again, Boris, Aranax, and I think that's Varna. I've created new names for some of these characters, so that one in the middle is Varna, that one is Aranax, and that's Boris. Boris always has his arms folded. And again, this was another edited image. Maximus and Trajan. This is the only time in the Cleo and Trajan stories that I've ever visualised Trajan. And the thing is, this might not even actually be Trajan. I've never actually described what he looks like, so, you know, is this really Trajan? Is this what Cleo actually sees? or is it what Maximus thinks he sees? You know, because Trajan becomes the shadow. This is the Shadow Lord that I use in the project. So this is again from Pixabay. All these images apart from Maximus, which is a self-portrait of me in my steampunk costume, is pretty much all from Pixabay. So this is the current version of the Shadow Lord, which I'm much happier with. I think this is a much better representation. What else? Oh yeah, Maximus and Rafik in a sort of and then Maximus on his own. So we're in one of the forges of Trigon. We've got Geoffrey of Trigon on this side and Garen of Trigon this side. Geoffrey is the Grand Forge Master, and Garen is his second in command. And then, of course, in this one we introduce Artem, who is the Grand Mage of Ondar. So, and this one I was very proud of this effect because this fades in and represents basically the power of I was very, very proud of that effect. As simple as it is, you know, it was so effective. Another one of Volkov and Boris, but with the fireplace background. So it's the same one you saw earlier, but with the actual background in place, which looks a lot better, to be honest. These are blanks. Oh no, this is... I can't remember. I think I call these characters Watchers in the Dark. They work for Volkov. So that one fades in for the chapter. This is from part 1 of the Caravan. What we've got here is Maximus and the Innkeeper. So if you've seen part 1 of the Caravan, you will have seen... Ah, there it is. That's the original one. So that needs renumbering. That was test footage. That was test imagery. That was test imagery to give you an idea of what it looks like with the fire behind it. Again, test imagery. Volkov and the Shadow Lord, which was footage I actually used. Again, there's a lot of test imagery on here. Volkov and Boris. Again, test stuff. That's a ready-made background for the future. Probably won't use that one in the future. I was never satisfied with that because of how that bit sort of rushes off. You know, it's like a sharp angle going up that way, so I probably won't ever use this one in the future. That was ready made. The Dragon Wars images are all ready made, so they're all from Pixabay. So, you know, that was one I put together for chapter 15. That was ready made, but I use that one very often for Necrotia. That's a representation of Necrotia, as is that, and the occupants of Necrotia. These are the only two from the original version you saw, and I brought this one forward because I thought that was quite effective. These two sort of looking directly into the camera, so I quite like that. I actually did quite like that. This was another one I put together. The Mage Apprentice, to Artem. He doesn't appear yet until the next picture. And every little thing you see on the table that isn't... There's a lot of stuff that's superimposed on here that I've put, you know, little details and everything I've added. Some bits have been added to the shelves. Some bits have been added to the bookcases. This table is much more full of clutter. You know, I added a lot of stuff to this table. Originally there was just like a few books and scrolls, but I embellished it. And of course you've got the classic books holding up propping up the table, which I thought was a nice little touch. Artem's a genius, but he's not exactly the most organised person for tidiness. And there's Artem himself, still in the same pose. If I can't find any other poses, I tend to use the same image for each. And then this again was stock footage, but I used different... I designed the shields myself, and the crests I should say. There's the leprechaun. Again, this was a blank background, so I can add a sky effect. I actually did the shadow of the leprechaun there. I was quite pleased with how that came out. So the sunlight is basically shining... Yeah, it was coming from that direction because you can see the shadows there. So I worked out that the shadow would be like that. So I was quite pleased when I did that. Another inn with the innkeeper. This one I think I have used, but I'm not sure. I was never fully satisfied with this one. This never felt right. No, that is the same image. That was another test of Maximus and the Innkeeper. I preferred the other image that came out from it. And then of course we've got images from the next video that will premiere on my channel on Monday. So Lord Volkov and Jericho, Volkov and Maximus, and Volkov and Boris, and you'll see how that all fits together on Monday. But I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I am really happy with how the upcoming Vampire Saga chapter turned out. Excuse me, I'm just going to pour myself a drink. And, you know, so really, to a degree, as I said, all this Dragon Wars artwork is pre-made. I didn't make any of this artwork, so this will act as where is it? There was one piece I did, actually, come to think of it, that maybe it's not... I think I didn't put it in this folder, and I don't know why. But when I find it, I'll share it. We've got the different backdrops. This is basically my stock footage for creating backdrops. Those two should be in the tool folder. And that needs to go in cities, towns and villages. Now this is a mixed, nearer the bottom are all the photos that I took myself. But a lot of these are stock images from Pixabay. And I use them to represent places like Ondar City, Gebel Vrar, in the desert realm. I'm still working towards things for Juridia. We haven't reached the forest realm yet. We're still very much in the Central Monarchy and the Desert Realm, but that will change. That will change. We are moving towards the Forest Realm, which will be good. Will be good. And we've got the Dream Realm with its sort of inverted imagery. Forts. And these ones were ones I put together mostly. So that one is a superimposed image that I put together, as is that. That's actually a Roman wall that I use. You'll notice I use several times in these images. That's stock footage from Pixabay. That's one I superimposed. Slightly different. Yeah, these ones are Pixabay, as is that one. This one is the original, and this is it flipped with parched. So the Fort Titan is on the border of the Desert Realm and the monarchy. So, you know, it has very different, and the interior is quite big. There's a lot of buildings in the interior. I really had to think about what I wanted in there, and that's another building in the fort. Industrial, pretty much all stock imagery. Interiors, there's a mixture of images I've made, like this one. That's a photograph I took. Some of these, as I say, are ones I put together, like this one. Stock image from the internet. Same again, same again. That's a photograph I took, but I've adapted it because there was an information board there, so I widened the picture and put this picture over the text of the information board, so it looks like it's a painting on like a low door. That's stock footage, same there. That's one of my photos, as is that. As is that, widened. I do widen images to make them fit on the screen, and to be honest with you, they don't really look out of place to me. So these would all represent monarchy buildings, you know, Ondar and Garalos and all that. Ruins, Desert Realm and all that good stuff basically. Again, photos I've taken on holiday of ruined abbeys and castles and things like that. But see, this I'd have to edit that out, which I can do quite easily, so it's not difficult. It's harder to edit out people than buildings. It is harder to edit out people. Marigold, hello! Hello, thank you for joining. Just drinking some mango squash. Keep the old vocal cords, I believe the term is, keep the old vocal cords lubricated. Excuse me. I'm just sort of going through artwork and things that I've got on my computer, backdrops and things like that. Yeah, that I've sort of worked on and created. Oh, no. There we go. And then of course I've got my character folders and things like that. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff here that that I sort of work on throughout the project and things. I've got other things as well. Obviously, I've got the original favourites collaboration. I keep all the videos for purposes. I never delete videos because if anyone needs them, you know, if anyone loses their original versions of their videos that they send for a collaboration with me and they want them back, I've still got them and I can send them back. So, you know, you know, I've got a bit of an archive for people. And then of course I've got all my sound effects. Excuse me 1 second. Oh dear, so sorry about that, but I didn't think you wanted to hear me have a sneezing fit on camera. Yeah. But as I say, I've got all my all my sound effects, and of course all my music that I use for my videos as well. I use Kevin MacLeod music mostly, which I have separated into genres. So I've got alternative realm, which is sort of more modern music. So it that's what I'd use for more modern sort of. I've got one here that Amanda might like. I will play it. I will play it. I think Amanda will like this one. It's called. I'm gonna say the name. It's called Farting Around. So I apologise, but Amanda, this one's for you. This one is for you. Gotcha. I said I'd get ya. I said I'd get you, Amanda. I said I'd get you back, Amanda. I knew I could make you laugh, because you always make me laugh. So, you know. Now we're even. And I know you sort of have a similar sense of humour. So yes. But yeah, this is where I keep all my. Kristen, hello. Thank you for joining. I'm doing a spot of file. Sorry, I'm also drinking mango squash or mango juice. You know, it's cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere. I'm all alone, more or less. Goldfish shores nibbling at my toes. Fun. The sun. Oh no, I got that wrong. No, I want to lie. Well, I got part of it right. I want to lie, shipwrecked and comatose, drinking fresh mango juice, goldfish shoals, nibbling at my toes. Fun. In the sun. Theme tune to Red Dwarf, one of the best sci-fi comedies in. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, I kind of a lot of, I was singing I was singing this earlier on, and I think I can sing this without music. Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it, or want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There's no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. I'm not the greatest singer, but you know, I will give it a go. I'll tell you what. Let's change the window capture. Let's change the window capture back to something's gone a bit funny, so we'll just expand that for the moment whilst I try and fix this. There we go. Nope, that doesn't seem to have. There we go. So what I've successfully managed to do is actually get my YouTube screen this is one of my favourite songs. I've turned the sound off because obviously music is copyrighted, but you know, not normally have the screen on, but this will help. And of course there's an advert, so we'll just let that. Well, you can't hear that, so here we go. Like the brown trees lining up. Oh no, I completely missed that. Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did, but I'm living the dream that he kept hid. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like the north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the baby's cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I'll go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. This is a instrumental section. Bow bow bow, bow bow bow, bow bow bow. And I'm gonna go there free. Like the fool I am and I'll always be. I've got a dream, I've got a dream. They can change their minds but they can't change me. I've got a dream, I've got a dream. I know I could share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life don't pass me by. I have the lyrics on the screen just to help me when I do these. I don't, you know, I used to sing a lot on these live streams, but I don't really do that these days, so let's just... I wish I still had YouTube Premium. This is more in my key. Desperado, Why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're a hard one, but I know that you've got your reasons. These things that aren't pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the Queen of Diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. No, the Queen of Hearts is always your best bet. It seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the things that you can get. Desperado, oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger are driving you home. And freedom, oh freedom, well that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking in this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow, the stars won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. Don't losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences and open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late. And I'm that desperado. I am that desperado. Oh well, you know, such is life. What else? Because I'm so happy that I can finally share these this screen. It's taken me this long to find this sort of screen. Excuse me, I've got an itch. Oh, let's go. This is one I know off by heart. I don't even need the lyrics. And another advert. As I said, I wish I had premium. This one's a bit more of a dance track. It's Friday night. Let's have a dance track. Scatman John. Man's World. I'm calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's World. If you wanna break free, you better listen to me. You've got to learn how to see in your fantasy. I'm calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's world. If you wanna break free, you better listen to me. You've got to learn how to see in your fantasy. Everybody's talking something very shocking just to keep on blocking what they're feeling inside. But listen to me, brother, you just keep on walking, 'cause you and me and sister ain't got nothing to hide. Scat man, fat man, black and white and brown man, tell me about the color of your soul. If part of your solution isn't ending the pollution, then I don't want to hear your stories told. I want to welcome you to Scatman's world. Ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 dee ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 be ba dee ba bo be ba ba do ba bo be ba ba do ba bo be ba ba do ba ba ba. I'm calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatland's world. If you wanna break free, you better listen to me. You've got to learn how to see in your fantasy. Everybody's born to compete as he chooses, but how can someone win if winning means that someone loses? I sit and see and wonder what it's like to be in touch. No wonder all my brothers and my sisters need a crutch. I wanna be a human being, not a human doing. I couldn't keep that pace up if I tried. The source of my intention really isn't crime prevention. My intention is prevention of the lie. Yeah, welcome to the Scatman's world. Ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 dee ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 be ba dee ba bo be ba ba do ba bo be ba ba do ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 ba. Calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's world. If you wanna break free, you better listen to me. You've got to learn how to see in your fantasy. Skip ding 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 papa ding 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 papa papa doop da. Hey yay! Ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 dee ba bo be ba ba do ba 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 be ba dee ba bo be ba ba do ba bo be. Calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's world. If you wanna break free, you better listen to me. You got to learn how to see in your fantasy. Listen to me. I'm calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's world. If you wanna break free, you better listen to me. You've got to learn how to see in your fantasy. Ding ding dong ding 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 dong ding ding. Oh, I haven't done that one for years. Can still do it though. Oh, do you want to hear some cover songs? I wrote some cover lyrics that I decided to have a go with, and I've never actually performed them. They're like parody songs. Do you want to hear them? Notepad. Get my notepad up because I can see the lyrics on. I wrote these a few years ago, and we do need the music up for this, but I will find the right music. Here we go. Here we go. This one's called. I've got to find the right video. Basically, I've got to find the instrumental. I've got to make sure this is the right one. Here we go. You'll see her. Well, wonder if there is a way I can do this. Well, you don't have to hear the music, but I do. You're a good driver, there by your engine. Dress yourself up and dust off your cap, get back in the cabin. You're on the main line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious times getting closer, steam isn't over. The pressure's up, you feel it. The steam is high, believe it. Check the valves and safety, open up the throttle, dominate Dirigenos. Virtute Industria, Bristol, Cardiff, Swindon Town, Exeter, Paddington bound, dominate Dirigenos. Virtute Industria. Get the line token from the signal box. Signals they shine, don't wait online, other trains coming. Signals are raising, the points are switching. Go on and reach them, this is the moment, no hesitation. Today's the day, we see it. They paved the way, believe it. Brunel as the designer, followed by the greatest names. Dominate Dirigenos, Virtute Industria, Bristol, Cardiff, Swindon Town, Exeter, Paddington bound. Dominate Dirigenos, Virtute Industria, Bristol, Cardiff, Swindon Town, Exeter, Paddington bound. Dominate Dirigenos, Virtute Industria. I can't do this bit's too fast. It's the sort of rap bit they do. Bristol, Cardiff, Swindon Town, Exeter, Paddington bound, dominate Dirigenos, Virtute Industria, Bristol, Cardiff, Swindon Town, Exeter, Paddington bound, dominate Dirigenos. Let's go Great Western, Bristol, Cardiff Town, Exeter, Paddington bound, dominate Dirigenos, Virtute Industria. Yeah, I think we'll leave that at that. God, I mean... Could you imagine if that went viral and you know, oh, blimey, because that's pretty much the first time I've ever actually done that one. I did do one also to the tune of Let It Go, but I don't think I'll subject you to that one. But yeah. Oh dear, imagine if that went viral. What that would do for my channel. Don't get any cute ideas, of course. Oh, that's my paranormal channels that I watch. What else have I got in my... Oh, these are all my playlists. I've got music that I love as well. That hasn't exactly expanded yet, though. Tabletop wargaming. Oh, that's collaboration callouts. Don't need to see that. Oh, that's the full Vampire Saga. Oh, that's everything from chapter 1 onwards. 48 videos in there now. That's the one coming up on Monday, so please set your reminders. 10 o'clock Monday night. Well, that's the Troop Saga. These are all my ASMR by other ASMR artists, as you can see. I've got quite the... No, I'm not going to, Amanda. I'm not going to subject you to that. So, you know, I've got quite a range of content creators in my... obviously GB. Oh, there's Inner Spaceways, who I was talking to you about earlier. Obviously Whisperwind, so Sage, GB, Moon Magic, of course. If you're not subscribed to Moon Magic, please do. ASMR by the Real Doctor Rogue is very good. Is another good channel. I highly recommend. She does very informative videos on things like depression and mental health, which I find very helpful. Lunar Innate for Reiki, obviously Holistic Mystic Yesenia, Busy Bee, Egelia, I think. Obviously Goblin ASMR, can't not support Knob, the Goblin. Whispering Pizza, also known as Screaming Pizza. Oopsie Daisy. See, the thing is, I don't always leave a comment on a video, but I appreciate the time and effort an ASMR artist puts into their content. And you know, this playlist, I mean, it's got over 2,721. It's got 2,721 videos in it. It's, I mean, look, one there by Julie. Art of Divine is another glorious ASMR. She's quite a small channel, 238 subscribers, but she is an incredible ASMR artist. I highly recommend her content, so I will pop that in the chat. That's if I've still got my channel up. I don't think I've got my video up. So please do go and have a look at her channel. I will pop the chat out so I can still see it, and I can then put stuff, because you can't see my left hand screen, so I can still put things into the chat there. So Art of Divine, you know, she is incredible. As I say, do please go check her out. And obviously, as I say, Inner Spaceways, whose content I will put back up again, who is incredible as well. Really informative. I mean, she's really creative. You know, she's, again, a small channel, only 467 subscribers, but deserves to be a lot bigger, as does Art of Divine. If you're not familiar with Atmosphere, let me just close that down. If you're not familiar with this channel, Atmosphere, this is another one I highly recommend you investigate. She has got quite a few followers, 501,000, but her production and creativity is incredible. Her green screen skills, for example, and her costuming, her makeup skills, wow, absolutely wow. I can see why it takes so long for her videos to come out, because the production value in her videos are immense. The sets, the backdrops, everything she does is first class. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's Hollywood quality. I really recommend having a look at her content as well. So that's Atmosphere. I will put her in the link as well. And I was looking at Inner Spaceways earlier, and I did share, but no one could really hear the audio. But it's incredible. Her content in Inner Spaceways, her content is absolutely incredible. Obviously, Whispers Red. I think most of us are subscribed to Emma Whispers Red. Miss Dialown. I think most of us are friends with her on Twitter. Again, a small channel if you're unfamiliar with her content. She often does Twitch live streams. I was on Twitch for a while, but I got heavily trolled, so I prefer YouTube for live streaming. We can come out of that one. That's fine. What else have we got on here? ASMR and me. Whispers Audio, who's quite well established. Midnight Sun. Obviously Shani, Jellybean Green, Wokies, Escape Reality. If you're not familiar with Escape Reality, another incredible. She's got 141,000 subscribers, but if you're new to the community and you're unfamiliar, she is another channel I recommend. So this one's Midnight Sun, 755 subscribers. As I say, I don't really I have this thing where I honestly don't always comment on a video. It's not that I'm reluctant to comment, but I get very nervous about commenting. It feels like I'm approaching people. Who else have we got? Ninja Star, Peachy ASMR. Obviously Miss Chic ASMR that most of us know. Whisperwind, Julie, Sage Julie, Ninja Star ASMR, Canadian. Does a lot with vampires. No, don't think. 288 subscribers though, so if Peachy, sometimes I just subscribe because they come up in my suggestions, and Ninja Star has 11,400 subscribers, and again, she's Canadian. I have a lot of American and Canadian ASM artists on my list. But if you're unfamiliar with her and you want a recommendation, I recommend her channel as well. When this live stream is over, I will pop the I will try and put all these in the timestamps and things. If you're not familiar with Isabel Imagination, or she's another one. I mean, she's got 344,000, but again, she is incredible. She's a Dutch ASMR artist. I think she's Netherlands, so she's Dutch. But I follow ASM artists from all over the world. Yvette ASMR, Mint ASMR, obviously ASMR Glow. Another highly talented, and Frivy, of course. Who doesn't follow Frivy? Or Oopsie Daisy. Whisper Audios, Udra ASMR, White Rabbit, Ella. Lady ASMR is hilarious. She is incredibly hilarious. So this is Dreamscape ASMR. As you can see, 36,100. But again, her content is of the same quality as Atmosphere, and her content is so truly creative. I will put her in the chat as well. If you're not familiar with Ardra, she's another one I highly recommend. I'll put her in the chat as well. Obviously, I think most people are familiar with Ella, the White Rabbit ASMR. I mean, her makeup styles are incredible. She really nails it every time with her character looks, as does Sage. Let's be fair, Sage nails it every time for her characters as well. Lady ASMR, who has collaborated with Jodie quite often, she is one of the... Again, every single ASMR artist I follow is highly creative in their own way. But Lady ASMR, formerly I can't remember what her old name was now, but she is hilarious. I mean, her ASMR is comedy gold. If you want ASMR with a laugh, Lady ASMR is the one to go to, because she does some really... I mean, I have never heard the phrase "liked you son of a bitch" in ASMR, and I just fell about laughing. That's from one of her earliest videos where she was playing like a guru, and the line was, yeah, "liked you son of a bitch," and I just fell about laughing. You know, relaxed and laughing my head off at the same time. What more can you ask for? Agelia, of course. Healing Room, obviously no introduction. Mo, I can never remember if it's Moz or Mo ASMR. If you want vampires and sort of anime based, you know, you've got obviously Shani, Lumi, and Agelia, who's very much into her cosplay. Most of her ASMR is cosplay based, and she is, again, very original, very creative. Highly recommend her channel. She's got 82,100 subscribers, and, you know, obviously if they have the join button, please subscribe and join all these channels, because they are incredible. You know, I really do highly recommend them, and obviously because they're up on screen, you'll be able to see their names as well, so that they'll be easy to find. If the chat's not there, you'll see their names up on screen as well, so, you know, that is truth. Mo, I apologise if I get this wrong, Mo ASMR or Moz ASMR, I'm sure I'll be corrected at some point. But again, this one is probably the most interesting video to me. I've watched it several times over because, you know, it's I don't think I've ever seen an ASMR video like that before. Amnesia Patient, it's an interesting concept, and a very clever concept, very cleverly executed and performed, I think. So that one has been on my... So that's Moz ASMR. And you know, apologies that I'm just sort of listing channels that as I go, but I just think these all, you know, even if they're big channels, you know, no matter how big or small they are. I mean, obviously ASMR Kitten, Nebula. Did I check? See, Nebula is another established ASMR artist, but her content, again, I can't... The thing is, the gorgeous thing is about this community is I can't find fault with any... And I don't want to find fault with any content that I find, because it's all incredibly beautifully crafted and beautifully performed and constructed. You know, it's just so well. So I'm going to share. And you know what, if you're not familiar with Sleeping Artist or Sage, because I mean GB's got over 4 million subscribers, you know, there's Goblin, there's Lumi, Irma La Dolce, She's Worth, Yvette. I'll get them all up on screen so I can give you all their links. Shani, of course, White Rabbit, I think I shared her. There's Whisperwind, there's Sage, Screaming Pizza, ASMR Glow, Dumb Doctor, Nebula, Drive done. Amy K's quite well established, and these are all well established ones, but these are ASMR artists who I am very much friends with. You know, they are friends of mine, and I incredibly deeply respect them, and you know, they worked with me and I've worked with them, and you know, it really does mean a lot to... I mean, Lumi's got 16k, but you know, let's get her into 100k. You know, do the same for all of them, really. They all deserve it. They all deserve it. Now the Dolce, Yvette, and the more people that I can recommend them to. See, Shani's quite a well-established one, but she again is one of the most incredible people out there. And if, as I say, if you're a newcomer and you want to, they're all here. They're all here in the chat, and I will try and make sure. And of course, there's Screaming Pizza, who's also known as Whispering Pizza outside the Halloween season. I think I did Nebula. So ASMR Shortbread, lovely Scottish voice, beautiful Scottish voice. Atmosphere I've done. Eloa, Belgian ASMR artist. ASMR Shortbread. As I say, if you ever want recommendations, I'm always happy to share with you. Oh, Elo's another one. The wonderful Luna ASMR, Antifa 2 ASMR. Storyteller ASMR. Kiki in the Garden. Yeah, she's Lottie Loves. Sarah Louise Tilsley isn't an ASM artist as such. She is a Reiki practitioner, but I include her because she does refer to her content as ASMR in some sense of, you know, in her title. So yeah, I would actually, to be fair, I would consider her an ASM artist. Elo. The lovely Luna. T for two. T for two. And two for T. Diddy. Storyteller. I know this is becoming sort of a link fest, but, you know. And Kiki's quite a small channel as well, 572, so she definitely deserves to have a bigger following. Lottie Loves, who has quite a decent following at 241k, but, you know, as I say, these are people I recommend as content creators. What else have I got here? Pigeons ASMR, Celane's ASMR, another Canadian. Geordie, of course. Creative Calm. ASMR with Kim. ASMR Baddie. KO ASMR, she's definitely one to. Hannah ASMR. Soul Repose, yeah. So obviously Geordie ASMR I recommend, is another recommendation. ASMR with Kim, yes. ASMR Baddie, yes. KO ASMR, yes. That's okay, Amanda. I'm basically just listing not the most active of ASM artists, but I do recommend her content, so yeah. Soul Repose ASMR hasn't been active. Oh no, it was active a month ago. I did see that video. Very big on her Italian culture, heritage. Nebula, oopsie date, Poppy's Space ASMR, I think is another one on my list. The wonderful Yeloma ASMR, another Belgian. I think there's at least 3 Belgians that I follow. There's obviously Eloa, Yeloma, and Rapunzel ASMR. They're all Belgian. So there's Yeloma. Poppy Space. Yeah, if you're into sort of personal attention stuff, I recommend her content. Quick swig. Unreal Dr. Rogue, Sophie Michelle ASMR, Lily Whispers. Oh, that's Oopsie Daisy's German channel. Oh, Lizzie Lestrange, of course. Wildfire does Reiki. See, yeah, Oopsie Daisy, Forest Creature Sanctuary. And then she did a German version for her German channel. I think I'm sure if she was here, she would correct me, but I'm sure Schlafmuetz. I don't speak German, but Schlafmuetz is probably, I think, German for oopsie daisy. I think. Don't quote me on that, please. I probably just made a fool of myself, but I'm used to that. Moon Gem ASMR, yes. Mint ASMR. I'm sure I've got some Rapunzel somewhere. Ginger ASMR. Sophie Michelle is British. Lily Whispers. Just going through the motions, really. Recommending. I'm going to translate it. I've got this app that tells me what it is in English. I'm silly. It means sleepyhead. It means sleepyhead. Schlafmutz means sleepyhead in German. Don't I feel silly? Don't I feel silly? Oh well. You learn something new every day. Lizzie Lestrange. Wildfire, again if you like your Reiki. Moon Gem ASMR as well. And I can't remember if I've done Mint ASMR before, but there we go. So, you know, there is quite a long list here at the moment, and if I find any by Anne, who is obviously I'm sure I've got, oh yeah, Aspasia ASMR, Madame Wigglesworth, Guinevere Pendragon, Evoke ASMR, Rebel ASMR, Lexa M. Lexa, Lizzie ASMR, Loving Hypno ASMR, ASMR Villa. I mean, these are pretty much the channels that I would recommend for anyone who wants to sort of get to know the community better. Amy Kay, Miss ASMR, ALB in Whisperland, Zoe Esther. I'm sure I've got some. Bixie, there we go. Let's add Miss Chic. I haven't done Karuna Satori, of course. Visual Sounds 1. These are all just channels I'm going to link because I can. Ooh. Done Mint. Spasia. My dear friend Guinevere. Evoke. Rebel. Alexa. Lizzie. Loving hypnosis. ASMR Villa. Of course, Amy K. Miss ASMR. ALB. I know I just keep saying their names, but you know, I want to showcase as much of the community as I can, because there's a lot of incredibly... I'll try and find some male ASMR. I think, I'm not sure how many male ASMR artists I've got listed, to be fair. I think I tend to go more for the female voice, even though I'm a male ASMR artist myself. But you know, I'm quite niche in what I create. Visual sounds, JB, and of course Frivy. Now I think most people go... I mean, she's got 1.87 million subscribers. GB's got about I want to say about 4.3 million, which is a heck of a lot, you know. But congratulations to her, of course. I see where I am. Which means I'll be at the blooming top. So I need to scroll down again. There used to be other ASM artists on here, a couple of other ASM artists on here, but they seem to have closed their channels down, so I know not what has become of them. I'm sure I've got some Be Brave, Be You as well on here. In fact, I know I have somewhere. I'm sure I've seen it. Didn't share Busy Bee either. Oh, ASMR Southern Belle. Oh yes, Taylor. They seek her there. ASMR. How have we been going? I've lost track of time. Something's gone wrong with my stream screen. With my oh, obviously Jodie Marie. You can't not have... Oh, Beetle Babe as well. Michaela. I think... Ah, there we go. Be Brave, Be You. There we go. Rosa. Soft and Fearless. Anya. I think that'll be enough to share with you tonight, and then Dancing Sounds ASMR. Busy Bee ASMR. Southern Belle. I seek her there. Jodie, as always. Beetle Babe. Michaela. Be Brave, Be You. Rosa. And these are often my very much my go-to channels when I feel incredibly stressed. So you know, I think that's enough to go with, and it's nearly 11 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna call it a day and wish you a very good night. I seem to have lost the ability to stop the stream. I don't know quite what's gone wrong with Streamlabs, but I should be able to exit by shutting it down. So I'm going to wish you a good night and thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy all the links. As I say, I highly recommend them as ASMR artists and content creators, and you know, the reason I haven't shown you any of their content is because I honestly believe you need to discover it for yourself. I really honestly believe you need to discover it for yourself, because I think it would be lost to see it on my screen. So please have a look at their content. Please subscribe to their channels, show your support for them. If they have a join button, that means you can become a member of their channel, and I highly recommend their content personally. And you know, thank you so much for being here and joining me. So I don't think I'll be live streaming next week, but regardless, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.